Alright, welcome back to another one of my Minecraft videos. Today we are going to be going over a Germanic village that I've built a while ago. I've preluded to this in my previous videos. In my previous videos I went over the mansion here. Part 1 was the exterior and above ground floors, and part 2 was the underground floors. And then in a separate video I also did the mountain house there. And then so in this video we're going to be going over this Germanic village here. Before I start, I'll let you know that this is a World War II German themed world. And sorry for my mic cutting out, my mic is trash. But anyway, that is why you'll see a bunch of Balkenkreuzes and other World War II references, especially in later videos when we go over the church there and the government building there. Alright, so let's start this here by entering through this archway, which is connected to the wall that goes around the mansion here. So it kind of goes through that and ends up right there, if you can see. But it's not really that important. So we'll just go through this, and all these here are unfurnished on the interior for the most part, with the only exception being this one here. So this is the only furnished one, and this one's a house on, or living quarters on the base floor, versus the other buildings are more of storefronts on the base floor. So this is just kind of a little kitchen area here, living room, and upstairs you have the master bedroom here, shower, bathroom, another guest room here. And yes, I know Germans usually have wardrobes instead of walk-in closets. However, Minecraft is kind of limited in that sense. So, and these were also older builds when didn't know as much about the German culture as I do currently. So I know the walk-in closets would definitely be more replaced with wardrobes in any future interior designs that I do, which I rarely do at that. So I know that was an error on my part when doing the interior of this one, but get a better look around here of this one here. And we have some marketplace areas here. Nothing much to this one. And then we'll go into this storefront here. Have a little display. Interiors are started on them and then abandoned the interiors for a bunch of other exterior projects. This is another storefront here. This one would have a little living quarters upstairs here, and so with the other place here, just never built the stairs to it. This would be the wall that would connect. And then this here is the beer garden. I'll get back to that when I finish the storefronts here. So this is just basically another entrance to where, oh wait, oh maybe not. Okay, but this is another storefront display window. This one has a basement that was obviously never completed, and then another upper floor living quarters. and probably would have ended up doing a third floor as well for some of those other ones, but again, never got around to it. So before I continue, I'll just give a brief kind of overview of the storefronts that I've been looking through. So it starts over here. Kind of give a view of the roofs here, what I did, how I tried to make them look like they overlap and are touching each other, since European cities are very condensed. And then this whole village is also in a pit. Should probably show that here, but I'll get to the castle in a separate video, as well as the church and the government building. Those will be separate videos, as well as those two separate buildings there. But continue on over here. Nothing much to these. I'll just kind of showing some of the interiors and what I started to do for the walls and ceilings and whatnot. And nothing too special. This one was probably going to be a bakery. I can't remember exactly, since it's been a while since I even did any of these buildings here. But don't think it really matters anymore of what it was going to be, since I don't think I'll ever come back to the interiors. At least not anytime in the foreseeable future. And then this one at the very end was going to be, so you can kind of see where I had the color change differences and where it cuts off. This one was going to be more of a living residence on the base floor, versus the other ones were going to be storefronts. So this was probably going to be a little kitchen area there, and then this would go off into different bedrooms. Alright, so that is all of the storefronts there, and then we'll go into the beer garden. So I'll give a quick overview of the beer garden here before it starts to get dark, and then I'll show it again when it's nighttime to show its lighting. It's kind of a general overview of the beer garden here. It's on an elevated cliff. And the entrance, this is the entrance here to the beer garden. And nothing much for this. And this would have been one kind of common area. I think I would have had kitchen or something downstairs where they would have brought the food. I didn't really decide. This is kind of an outdoor area, as well as on the balcony above here. It's another one. And this here was going to be a little bathroom eventually, but as I have been repeating numerous times, and is probably getting annoying at this point, that all the interiors have just been left bare, as you could see in the other projects that I went for bigger and better projects for exterior wise. That is the beer garden here. Have a little marketplace here at the base. That little tunnel there was going to be where they kind of got their supplies, and one part here is this waterfall, little dock here, pond. It's one part I had, and then I had a separate part at the base of the beer garden here. This is a little separate walkthrough part, pond. And this will bring us over to this building here. Before I do that, while it's nighttime, I will show the lighting for this village. So I tried to get it lit up fairly well, then add some different flares, such as with what can be seen with the beer garden. Obviously, there's some stuff that's like this. But that's kind of the general lighting of that. Sorry for the frame rate drop whenever I look in the direction of the church there, but in my future videos, you'll see why. There's about 200 plus entities within that church, which is why the frame rate drops when looking in that direction. And but anyway, this here is more of a little community garden. Little house here. This one I don't think was going to be a store in any way. This was just going to be a living residence. That went a little too fast there. Not much. And then a little balcony here. Another little market stand area. And then this here is the library. I did the exterior on the library here. However, a friend of mine did the interior. So the interior isn't really logically laid out as I would want it. However, it's one of those things I don't really feel like going back to change. So here, just walk in, a bunch of bookshelves. Let's try to reduce the amount of times I look over in the direction of the church. But not much here, it's kind of the same around. And that is pretty much this entire Germanic village here. Put it back to daytime. Get another overview here. That's pretty much it for this village. And just to reiterate, a separate video will be done on the church, and an entirely separate one will be on the government building over there, and as well as those two buildings and the castle. So those will all be separate buildings coming in due time. Don't know how long it will be, but just keep an eye out. It might be a few months to get all those up. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys in next video.